got here for Elise Perry. Third is back on the boundary line. Fine leg is up inside the circle, and there's a deep backward square.
It is interesting, isn't it? It's like they've got strong protection off the legs for Perry. I think that short 45 is an interesting position.
For that delivery there, I think. So Hancock bowled Perry a short one at the body, and Perry was up to the task and put it away for a boundary the last over. Presswich has gone with the short boards, found the field up.
That's excellent. It looks to me that they're willing to be aggressive to Perry, willing to bowl the bouncer with an appropriate field set. Now we see deep cover and deep mid-wicket for Healy.
It's more like a backward square inside the circle. She's really trying to hit her way out. Coming hard off the boundary is Grace Harris. We've seen some magnificent catches in the WBBL so far. I almost thought, could this be another one?
She absolutely sprinted off the rope there, gave it everything, and that's what I'm seeing from the Brisbane Heat so far. They are looking to put a whole lot of pressure on the Sydney Sixers. They know they've got the upper hand, sitting higher on the ladder. But you look at the way that Delissa Kimmins early in the innings, it looked like a beautiful shot for 4 runs from Perry's bat, but a dive to her right, one hand stop, and those efforts just really lift the Heat and really continue to put pressure on the Sydney Sixers, who are struggling of late.
Cuts hard, backward of point, working in boundaries here. Elise Perry, the pull shot, now the cut shot.
Cracking shot. Perry looks in good touch quite quickly in this short innings so far. Looks like she's looking to ensure that she maintains that runner ball strike rate early in the power play, which is so important. Last time she played here at the showground, she did face a maiden in the first over.
Reply there from Presswich. We see the end of her second over, the end of the third over here at the Sydney Showground, and Sixers, none for 15.
On Sony, cricket will reveal its true colours. It's time to show cricket's true colour. After 9 months, Men in Blue will lock horns with their fiercest rival Australia. The rivalry will start on 27th November, 8 a.m. onwards, only on Sony Sports Network.
Yeah, obviously not wanting to feed that beautiful cover drive that Perry has, and even just that straight on drive. So good in that area, not giving anything to her on the front foot.
Delissa Kimmins. On a bottom hand. Healy just does a bit of a practice shot. It almost looked like she was on the 9th at her favourite golf course there. A little bit of a smooth golf swing.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if she's going to have a bit of a hit to try and get herself back into form.
Change of pace. Not tidies up. That would be her go-to place, just for a little bit of solace and peace. And
it would have to be here at Sydney Olympic Park, though, wouldn't it? So it wouldn't be her normal golfing outing.
Clubbed up and over the offside. There is some protection. Well, all the teams and players have put in requests to do certain things, and every request has been ticked off by Cricket Australia and the WBBL. So teams have gone to the beach, they've gone and played golf. So she might have been able
fantastic! I didn't realise that.
Yeah.
So important to be able to break free a little bit. It's been an intense tournament, and not being able to get away from cricket could be a challenge. But it seems to me that the Heat are really on fire today. I thought their discipline with the ball, Hancock and Presswich, so important against these two very dangerous batters to be on from ball one.
Quickly on the the back foot that won't get past mid-on in Grace Harris. It was interesting. I know we're similar creatures in some ways, Alice, that you get to a ground when you're working, and it's been different because of COVID, because you haven't been able to sort of get right down on the ground, but you watch the teams warm up, and there was something about the Brisbane Heat. They had usual sort of warm-up games, but there was a little bit of an energy bubble around them. Back to that, because it's the end of the over. It's none for 17, a chance to throw down a Megan Buck.
On Sony, cricket will reveal its true color. It's time to show cricket's true color. After 9 months, men in blue will lock horns with their fiercest rival, Australia. The rivalry will start on 27th November, 8 a.m. onwards. Only on Sony Sports Network.
The day off yesterday, what did they get up to?
Not a whole lot, to be honest. Got out of the hotel as much as they could, but just try to be as normal as possible. But yeah, they just, I guess, try to relax with the schedule that we've got coming up.
Have you been allowed to get out and about, or you sort of had to lie low for the last couple of days?
Yeah, a bit of both, to be honest. Just went out for a walk, but yeah, nothing too special.
All right, well, 4 losses in a row. What's been the chat, Ash, coming into this game?
I don't know, we've not lost by too much, and I guess that's the positive things to take out of it is we haven't been getting smashed, and I guess the 5%ers, we're 5% off, and we're probably not doing 1%ers right. I think one big thing that we have spoken about is our fielding. We've been really good at times and then pretty average at others, so I guess that's one thing that we can make the most improvement on in a quick, short space of time.
There seems to be good energy around the group. They've been pretty vocal so far since this game got underway.
Yeah, and I think that's what the Sixers are like normally when we're on top. And it helps when Mitchie's doing well, and she's obviously felt the brunt of that at the top of the order. She probably hasn't batted as well as she's liked, and yeah, we'd just like to see her score some runs today and get the mood back up for the team.
I think the girls are trying to drown you out in the background. Is there a title you have in mind for this innings?
We've spoken about 160 being a winning total here. I think with this side as well, if you take a few early wickets, it really gets into their middle order, so making sure that I guess we keep the firepower quiet, and as we see a pretty big 6 from mlsw go over the boundary, it's nice to see those scoring some runs.
Well, you can enjoy the action. Look forward to seeing you back on the weekend. Thanks, Ash.
Thanks.
Well, great to hear from Ash Gardner, but also great to see this. First of all, the hard sweep for 4 from Healy, and then that golf swing we're talking about.
Beautiful. And Healy, just within a couple of shots, everyone just breathes a sigh of relief, and
Except for
she's back. And let's not underestimate the role that Perry's played in this short partnership so far. The fact that Perry has got moving in her innings, first ball against Jonathan, a single. We often see first ball dot, and the fact that that partnership is moving, I feel like that's really encouraging Healy at the other end.
Some matchups that pay lots of money to see. Jonathan v Healy and Perry at Sydney Showground. It's none for 29.
Is an absolute savage. Say hello to your worst nightmare.
Let there take second place. I'm going to come in guns blazing and
Out for red, on fire.
Balance in the ship schedule, the gold standard in the British Olympic
He's not that good. Oh, there's a tap Jennifer Miles.
Another showcase from the UFC's flyweight division tonight.
UFC 255. Vicky Redo versus Perez. Live and exclusive on Sony 10.2 and Sony 10.1. And in Hindi on Sony 10.3.
JJ's still got 12 wickets at an economy of 6.3, so doing pretty well. How about that shot from Healy? Fantastic.
Hancock. Change of pace. That's through. Chase here for Charlie Knott. And even a shot like that, you just wonder, I think will relax. And Lisa Healy, yeah, the 6 and the 4 for the sweep make her feel good, but I think shots where she can just find the gap, use her hands, get a little bit of timing through the shot will make her feel a whole lot better. Protection at deep square and third. That's clocked straight back past Nicola Hancock, and that also will find the boundary.
Terrific shot here from Healy. She's going after it. Hancock, she's bowling at a good pace. And this is a dead straight shot, really like a baseball style, straight past the stumps. Hancock nearly getting a hand on it. Wonder if Perry might have been in a bit of strife if she did. Such a bad way to get out.
The worst. Change in the field here by Jess Jonathan. So the player that was on the boundary line at third is now making the long ball. Maddie Green over to Cup on the boundary, and deep square leg just backward of square still in play. Up and over mid-wicket though. Lots of room out there to find runs. Does she find the boundary? No, some handiwork. So Healy really taking it back up to the heat.
So it's a little bit confused for me that this field sets. They had a deep cover that is reasonably straight and then a deep square leg. So I'm not sure quite what length she's trying to bowl. I don't mind bowling into the wicket here at the showground. I think it can hold a little bit, but you need your protection slightly in front of square really for those slow ball bounces.
Oh my. Yep, probably one of the best of a lot of them. Just opens up the front leg, gets the ball into the area that she was looking for, and up and over cover.
Just a scintillating shot really. Very, very few players can do what she does. I mean, under so much pressure with her form, she doesn't take any notice. She just continues to do what she does. Just a little shimmy to the leg side, allowing that swipe, which is like a slash drive over forward of point, and now she's forced that fielder to move just a little bit straighter.
Goes again, but gone. So the little cameo here from Elisa Healy working in boundaries comes to an end. The Brisbane Heat fight back.
Yep, just a blow there, just the end of the power play. It's been a decent power play so far. Healy was the star really. Perry was really a runner ball, 12, doing quite well. But Healy, those boundaries. And all round the ground, including a 6 dead straight. We just see into the wicket, which we saw Hancock doing. And it just maybe held in the wicket a touch. Not the execution that Healy was after.
So the Sixers lose their first wicket, that of Elisa Healy, with the score on 41. And there will be a change in the batting lineup. A reminder, Ash Gardner having suffered from a case of concussion the other day, sitting out today. So the usual number 3 is being replaced by Donne van Niekerk coming up the order. And now 1 ball to go in the power play. 2 balls prior to that wicket. And then comment about Elisa Healy on 5 occasions out of 6 going out in the power play. What's the conversation you think Ben Sawyer would have with her? Is it, we just needed you to get through the power play, you could have just eased off, or we were happy that you were going and you felt it and we'll back you to do so?
Well, it's one of their stronger power plays, you know, getting 41 with still a couple of balls left, looking to really put the nail in the coffin in terms of starting well. And that power play ends with the Sixers 1 for 41. It is disappointing, isn't it, Mel, not being able to see Healy just take it a bit deeper into the innings, and she just...
Relive The Undertaker's 13 unbelievable years every night at 8 p.m. On Phenom, only on Solid N1 or NBA Solid N3B.
Moving away, giving herself some space until this happened. She knew straight away. All Grace Harris had to do was finish it all off. She did that. And it was the last over of the power play. 1 for 41 for the Brisbane Heat. Amelia Kerr into the attack. Through. And this will run away as well.
Yeah, great start to the over for the Sixers, and for Perry, it's such a challenge facing this outstanding leg spinner who can turn the ball both ways. Perry looking to play from the crease. If it's just that little bit short, she's able to give herself enough room to cut. She's
put nicely. A bit of work to be done on the boundary line. Up to the task.
Yeah, wonderful fielding from Kimmins. I thought that was going all the way. The timing from Perry took a good piece of fielding there to gather the ball, not hit the rope, and then the return throw keeping it to 1.
There's real art to it all. I thought that the timing of the slide, everything was absolutely bang on.
And the pop up to get into that throw position.
Happy to use that gap through the cover region to get the single.
We've seen Van Niekerk for so many years doing damage for the South Africans with her blade. She's a wonderful sweeper and reverse sweeper, quite innovative, very aggressive as well.
It's an important position there for Miss Perry on strike. Mid-wicket, it's Grace Harris at the moment. We've already seen commenced to seeing this field well there for the Heat. Solid defence.
Notice that it's a very strong leg side field set for Amelia Kerr, so for a genuine leg spinner often they would think about long off back, but because she bowls so many wrong-uns, it bowls very straight, long on in back.
Oh, big shout by Kerr, and it's given. Both openers for the Sydney Sixers have departed. Kerr into her first over, the first over outside the power play. They've got the captain in Elise Perry.
Massive wicket here for Amelia Kerr. She's been fantastic in the tournament. 11 wickets. This will be her 12th wicket. She goes at an economy of 5.7, picking up big wickets like Elise Perry in her first over. I mean, doing the job for the Brisbane Heat. She's such a key part of this lineup. She was a big part of their ability to go back to back and win 2 titles in a row. The Sixers, of course, have done that. Could the Heat potentially make it 3 and be the first team to go 3 on the trot?
Perry departs. Kerr does what Kerr does. Gets the ball and makes things happen. Making things happen. Usually when Erin Burns comes to the crease, something happens as well. She's one of those really busy players. She's got the ability to hit 360. She can move around on the crease. She's been doing the job for the Sixers over the last couple of times. I think, if anything, Erin Burns would love to convert one of these starts. And that's through. Kirk finds her first boundary.
How about the hand speed on that shot? Just like a helicopter, really. Just a tiny bit of width, not much at all. And Van Niekerk threw her hands at it, played the ball nice and late to be able to get that power behind backward point, piercing the gap with precision.
Through again, back-to-back boundaries. The first shot a lot better than the second.
Yeah, I mean, unless she meant it. Wouldn't put it past her. I think that was trying to replicate that cut power on this occasion. She just got a fine edge. Lucky to miss Redmayne's gloves. She'll take it.
Redmayne up to the pace of Kimmins. Change of pace, Redmayne handy behind the stump. She's been brilliant with the bat. Georgia Redmayne. real big part of the resurgence of the Brisbane Heat.
I was looking at Redmayne's stats, and it's incredible the shift in her strike rate from one year to the next. They're up and about, the Brisbane Heat, all chiming in for that appeal. We were talking about Redmayne, she's so important there behind the stumps to put pressure on. But I think she was going to stop the leg by more so.
Set a very straight cover sweeper so far today. The Brisbane Heat have gone with your traditional line. Saying that, it brings us to slot into that more traditional position. They're in Burns on strike.
That tells me
going
that
back again.
they're probably looking at, these two players. What are their key areas where they strike the ball, and they both can hit over cover, which makes it hard to defend.
Batting smarts here by Burns. She gets herself down the other end and off the mark as well. Sydney Sixers now 2 for 57.
It was a better.
On Sony, cricket will reveal its true color. After 9 months, men in blue will lock horns with their fiercest rival Australia. The rivalry will start on 27th November, 8 AM onwards. Only on Sony Sports Network.
But Jess Jonathan enjoying having everyone switched on, moving into position.
There'd be a comfort factor too, and for Jess Jonathan getting into the first couple of games and captaining for the first time. And the sweep in the air for some time, getting everyone a little bit excited from the Brisbane Heat side. And now all of a sudden, I think everyone's getting used to JJ's captain having got to get short there. Jess Johnson's getting used to her charges, and now all of a sudden it feels like the Brisbane Heat are just getting into a nice little rhythm in the second half of the tournament.
Yeah, and each player playing their role beautifully.
Watchful. Had first is the polite inquiry from Amelia Kerr.
So they've been quite settled, I think, when you compare them to other teams that have had quite serious injury concerns. The Renegades come to mind, Sixers as well.
Swing won't be short fine, and a direct hit. This could be quite interesting, and gone! Would you believe it? Grace Harris has come around, the strong arm. She got rid of it in an absolute flash. Erin Burns thought she was well and truly home, but the athleticism of Harris has caused the downfall of Erin Burns. 3 down.
Well, the umpire showed no hesitation to give that out. See a quick single. Burns is usually lightning between wickets, and I think that looks like a very close call, Mel.
Exceptionally close. Burns set off straight away. It was the left hand pickup and quick manoeuvring to the right hand that got Grace Harris in with the option of getting the wicket if she got the direct hit. She did that. It was all then down to the umpire, and then the celebration. Grace Harris, brilliant.
Well, that lights up a team. An effort like that to bring a wicket off your own fielding. That was a fantastic bit of work by Grace Harris. She's good with the ball. She's showing some signs with the bat.
This one that will tell us how's your eyesight here, Al.
Oh, I think that's a really harsh call. No replays, I guess. No third umpire. No TV umpires for these games, midweek games.
which is wonderful work from Harris to begin with. That's really tight. The reaction from Burns was she could not believe it. And often you get a bit of a sense as a batter as whether or not you were past the line or not.
Well, it doesn't matter, it's out, and the Sixers will need to find a way to just move on quickly from that and establish a partnership. These two, of course, know each other extremely well, played together for South Africa and are married.
I hope they know each other. That's the wrong one. Oh, doesn't seem like his own cap back as well in the magenta. That's the end of the 9th over. The Sixers now 3 wickets down with 60 on the board.
The Heat, well and truly on top here. They'll be buoyed by that last over. Some shouts from Kerr, but also that terrific bit of fielding from Grace Harris to dismiss Burns. I was really excited for Burns actually to have more of an opportunity. Unfortunately for the Sixers, they don't have Ash Gardner out with concussion. Burns is someone I can see who could play that role, that real aggressor. So it's a big loss for the Sixers.
6 innings so far for Marizan Kat. On 2 occasions she scored under 20, so she's got starts. Nicely worked around the corner. And she had a great knock against the Perth Scorchers at Hurstville, 68 from 53 deliveries. It was at Blacktown International this time last week that she had to leave the field and just rest herself a little bit. She has, I'll leave that to the medical side of the commentary team to explain things, but basically a racing heart.
I think that's a great description. Well, I mean, I do not know her actual diagnosis, but it is a heart rhythm problem, and it does race. She wears a wrist watch that will measure her heart rate.
It gives a little pulse and an alarm if it gets above a certain rate, which means that she just has to stop, get some medical attention, and has decided that it's best for her to stop that batting innings.
Must be so frustrating for her. To the Sixers today, she'll need runs, I think, for the Sixers. They are struggling, having lost 4 on the trot. They really can't afford to lose any more if they want to make finals.
It's like an international match really at the moment. The quality of the players out there. Jess Jonathan, one of the premier white ball cricketers in world cricket, both in the T20 format and one-day internationals. On to the South African captain. Get that on that, and again some handiwork. That short fine, that was Laura Cummins on that occasion. This time, Cat gets through, the single is completed, and it is a drinks break here at Sydney Showground with the Sydney Sixers 3 for 63 after 10.
The dead man is rising! You will rest in peace.
It's time to show cricket's true colour. India Tour of Australia, only on Sony Sports Network.
I was so disappointed in my performance. They should have just played the package and called it a day. There's the searing pain running down my leg. That was me saying goodbye. He wasn't there, and he knew in his heart that I wasn't there.
The process became, I'll give you an answer after I'm working out for a few weeks, seeing how my hip does.
That called redemption.
The innocent Figueredo is an absolute
thing and knock it out.
Alex Perez on fire.
Valentina Shevchenko, the gold standard in the women's flyweight division.
She's just that good. Oh, there's a tap to the Vermeer.
Another outstanding showcase for the UFC's flyweight division tonight.
UFC 255. Figueiredo versus Perez. Live and exclusive on Sony 10.2 and Sony 10.1. And in Hindi on Sony 10.3.
Remain in good position. Middle stuff gone. Georgia Presswich for first third over of the match. She's now coming back on. Partnership needs to be formed here between the South African internationals.
Yeah, Mel, I think partnerships are key. These next 4 or so overs, being able to set a platform, they don't have to go wild in these next 4 overs, setting a platform to be able to launch for the last 5 or so overs where they could score perhaps 8 to 9 and over.
Again, short and wide, yep, that got what it deserved from Marazan Cap.
Looking to punish the loose delivery, looking to run hard, just keeping things simple while their team is under pressure. They've lost some quick wickets.
Just need to adjust things a little bit here, Georgia Presswich. Protection through the cover region, long on, long off and big wicket. Nicely timed for 1. Adds that to her total. It's a chance to throw down to Megan Barnard.
Yeah, thanks, Mel. I'm down here with Sarah Ailing. Sarah, a good start for you girls and a few quick wickets. Was it a case of just not being able to execute those early plans?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, look, I think we got off to a pretty good start. A little bit slow in the first probably 3 overs, but then Elisa really took to the bowling, which was really nice, and really good for her to get into a bit of form, hopefully. So, yeah, look, I think we're on track still, looking probably for 150 plus, hopefully. We've definitely got the batters in the sheds to be able to get there.
Yeah, who are you backing in to bring it home from here?
Oh, well, look, hopefully these two that are out there at the moment. I really love watching these two bat. Hopefully they don't run each other out. That's probably the main thing. But, you know, we've got Ange Reeks, and I know Jodie Hicks has been in some good form too, so I'm hoping she can get out there maybe and have a bit of a swing.
What about you? Have you got a big score in you've called upon?
I hope I don't have to get out there, but yeah, I'll give it my best shot. I'm in for a good time, not a long time, so hopefully I can, maybe score a few runs, we'll see.
What's the update on Hayley Silver-Holmes? When can we expect to see her back?
Yeah, look, the talk it has been pretty positive, which is really good. We sort of thought when she first did it that she might not be back, but there's potential for the weekend, so hopefully she can keep going with her rehab and recovery, and hopefully we'll see her back out there really soon.
Fingers crossed. Thanks for your time, thanks.
Oh, Sarah Ailey called it, hoping not to see a run out. There was almost a run out on the final ball of the 11th over from Georgia Presswich. Couldn't quite find that line and length that she had.
On Sony, cricket will reveal its true colors. It's time to show cricket's true color. After 9 months, men in blue will lock horns with their fiercest rival, Australia. The rivalry will start on 27th November, 8 a.m. onwards, only on Sony Sports Network.
The ball, Lisa Griffith, more traditional but can play a role. And then Lauren Cheadle.
First time today we're seeing Grace Harris has already inflicted a little bit of damage to the Sydney Sixers with that run out of Erin Burns. Now has the ball bowling her right arm off his. There's a more than capable spin option for the Brisbane Heat. Sharply driven. Finds midfielder at point. It's an element of Grace Harris's game that's probably not really talked about too much. I think probably because of the fact that she bludgeons the ball to all parts of the ground. Oh, speaking of which, we should be talking about it more because she's got a wicket. The Brisbane Heat are on a roll here at the Sydney Showground.
Well, they're just really starting to click. This defending champion team, they're on a roll, absolutely, and everyone chipping in. The use of 6 bowlers so far, Grace Harris being the 6th, and she picks up a wicket in her first over. It's a big one too, Marizanne Cut, perhaps one of the last recognised T20 batters.
Getting a bit of turn out of this pitch here at the Sydney Showground. Grace Harris. Cap getting the feather through to Georgia Redmayne, who took it sharply. So no partnerships of note here for the Sixers post that opening partnership of 41 between Healy and Perry. Chats here between Johnson and Harris over which boundary riders that they're going to use. It's going to be Ange Reeks, who's now out in the middle. So 2 leg spinners for the Sydney Sixers are out batting. What can Ange Reeks do for the Sydney Sixers out?
Well, she likes to use her feet against the spinners, and I dare say she'll be more successful in doing that against the off spinner, perhaps more so than Amelia Kerr. Ange Reeks has got good power. She can hit sixes to long on and the mid-wicket region. Some good sweeps as well. So she will enjoy this opportunity back at the Sixers where she started off. Great to see her back from that serious injury she had.
End of the 12th over, the Brisbane Heat now have the Sydney Sixers 4 for 71.
देश का हर बच्चा कोडिंग सीखेगा, एप्स बनाएगा और दुनिया बदलेगा. Book a free coding class on whitehatjunior.com.
So you can see Perry and Healy, they started off well. Perry getting a few short balls and putting them away with the pull shot, followed by a beautiful cut shot. She was dealing in boundaries. It was a good opening partnership of 41 of 35 balls. But unfortunately, we've had 4 wickets fall fairly quickly for the Sydney Sixers.
Kerr getting one of those, that of Perry. She's back into the attack. It's the wrong one, it's well played by Ange Reeks. Apologies, it's Dunlane van Nierkerk.
It's a well-balanced bowling attack, isn't it, Mel? With the spin of Harris, Johnson and Kerr, and the out-and-out quick with Prestwich and Hancock, and then Kimmett's the slow ball bowler. I just think that's a really good balance. Shouldn't take it away from Hancock though. We saw some brilliant slow balls bowling in the death overs. I thought I had seen a development from one year to the next, but apparently she's been doing it for a few years.
I think she's been doing it for a few years, but probably not to the consistency and sort of the regular nature of it to really land it as well.
Yeah.
So sometimes when you first bring it into your armoury, you might bowl it once in your 4 over spell and it might get a bit of tap and you sort of put it away. Whereas I think now for Nicola Hancock, even she probably doesn't land the first one, she's probably got the confidence that she can go again to it, so we're certainly seeing it a lot more. So we see an extra added to the total.
I think the Brisbane Heat also enjoyed sort of being underdogs, although they were defending champions. So many people thought that the changes would be too great. Losing Beth Mooney, who's been outstanding. Really, I think the leading batter in WBBL cricket across all seasons. She went to the Perth Scorchers. Kirby Short retired as a very successful captain. And then Sammy Jo Johnson moving to the Thunder.
China moving swiftly in around that cover region to see out the last ball of the Amelia Kerr over. 13 overs gone. It's 4 for 74. That was the shot that we thought might just get Elisa Healy back into some batting groove. And then she clubbed one along the ground. But Hancock was getting quite a bit of tap. And she fought back, getting the wicket of Healy.
Tell you who would be relieved is young Charlie Knott, who put down Healy on one not out. Very firm shot, struck to her at backward point, just burst through the hands. She'd be very relieved to see the back of Healy.
Saying she would have been the first one up to Nick Hancock and Grace Harris congratulating them.
I'd say so.
It's usually the way, isn't it?
Cost 28 runs. It could have been a lot more.
But that's in the end just over the outstretched hand of Laura Cummins at backward point.
Loves that region. Loves that real flay of the bat. Strong through the point. Third man region. Really opened up the blade there, looking to get some elevation, I think, Andreeks.
That's the reply here from Grace Harris. Good footwork. Now a bit of space to work with here, Andreeks. It's whether or not Nick Kirk wants to come back. She doesn't. We heard Grace Harris mic'd up the other day at North Sydney Oval when she was bowling to Annabelle Sutherland. Sutherland hit her for a long bomb down the ground. Grace Harris said, "No, I'm going to go again. I'm just going to try and drag her out a little bit and try and get it to dip." Sure enough, she did all that. Caught on the boundary line.
I think she's a brave bowler, as you say, that being able to continue to toss the ball up and entice the batters to go after her. She gets good rotation, being able to turn the ball and get the ball to dip.
Now the Grace Harris over is completed. 6 runs coming from it. It's 4 for 80 after 14.
On Sony, cricket will reveal its true color. It's time to show cricket's true color. After 9 months, men in blue will lock horns with their fiercest rival, Australia. The rivalry will start on 27th November, 8 a.m. onwards. Only on Sony Sports Network.
Type of spinner, so Grace Harris is the finger spinner, does all the work using the fingers across the seam, whereas Amelia Kerr now coming on with her leg breaks. It's more from the wrist, which means that typically you get more purchase off the pitch, you'll get more movement side to side.
Although that wrong-un would really come off the little finger, wouldn't it?
Does,
to create turn.
Yep. She's really got to get her wrist around to get that little finger into play, as that hits the gap as well. Cummins, who's been sharp today in the field, both into the circle and the boundary line, does well.
The leg spin has been so entertaining in WBBL 06. You got Amelia Kerr, you got Van Niekerk in the sixes here today, Amy Smith for Hobart Hurricanes, Alana King for the Melbourne Stars. Fortunately, we saw the Australian leg spinner Georgia Wareham. She was doing very, very well with bat and ball, out injured, stress reaction in her shin. Amanda Wellington. I mean, the list goes on.
Sarah Glenn.
Sarah Glenn for the Scorchers.
We need a lefty. Left arm.
Yeah, wouldn't that be good?
It's probably the one element of the game that really hasn't... I mean, it's not prevalent in men's cricket either. I can think of Shamsi for South Africa. But there's not... I can't think of the last time I saw a left arm leggy in the women's game. Consistently bowling.
Well, we see a left armer pace bowler coming in for the Sixers today, which is exciting. We don't see many left arm pace bowlers.
Fantastic to see Lauren Cheadle back. She has just had an awful run of luck with illness and injury over the last few years. I mean, to think, I can remember watching the Australian team in South Africa, in India, for the 2016 T20 World Cup. Lauren Cheadle playing a big part of that, but really well against New Zealand in Agpur, I think it was. And then since then, we've hardly seen her. As we see, the Sixers now have 5 overs to work with here at Sydney Showground to get themselves up to something competitive against the reigning champs in the Brisbane Heat. They moved to 4 for 84.
Well, Mel, the Sixers will be thinking about their defensive opportunities in the past. They've been able to put on totals of 139 and try and defend that out at Blacktown against the Hurricanes. They weren't able to do that. They put on 137 at Blacktown against the Scorchers, weren't able to defend that either. So they'll be knowing that they've been a little bit short on that ability to set a total. So they need to be thinking about what is possible in these last 5. It isn't impossible to go at 10s. I mean, and I think with the in-form Brisbane Heat, and we've seen that chasing on this wicket's been good, so they might need to go at that.
Hancock back into the attack. Single off her first. And that was also the completion of an Amelia Kerr magnificent spell of bowling. 4 overs, 1 for 16. That one wicket being the big wicket of Elise Perry. Hancock again. There's that change of pace, slower ball.
Well, I think the Sixers will feel that under 140 will be a below par score here, even though it is an older wicket, so there's been a number of matches already played on this pitch. Never say never. They're the sort of team who could defend 130.
Take on the field. They've been fielding well, the Brisbane Heat. Is this another one? It's not. Already picked up a sharp run out of Erin Burns earlier in the day. Grace Harris, she had another opportunity here.
Well, I think this one would have been even more clearly out if it hit. She would have been short by at least a metre, and Treats. She's everywhere. Grace Harris can't keep her away.
Straight up in the air. Who wants it? Hancock running back. Is it caught and bowled? It's down. 3 players, Brisbane Heat players, converging. Maybe not enough. Tall.
Well, I was worried there for the collision chance. There was 3 players going hard at the ball, especially Delissa Kimmins, who was running into the line of the ball. She thought it was hers. Probably needed a louder call from Hancock.
Gone for the one. They'll settle for that. Yeah, I think it was a louder call from Hancock, and probably the other one was Grace Harris to actually call.
She could see what was going on.
She could see what was going on, so she probably needed... She had eyes on ball rather than what was going on, so if she'd called Delissa Kimmins out of it, it might have just meant that she wasn't in the eyesight of Hancock.
The first genuine blip on the Brisbane Heat today. They've been good.
Well, an eventful over there for Brisbane Heat. They missed a run-out opportunity. Grace Harris missing the direct hit, and then Hancock missed a caught and bowled, a tough caught and bowled at the end of the over. So 4 for 88. Let's see if we can hear what happened. I heard a catch right at the start because the ball went in the air. And then it wasn't a lot after that. If it was very, very quiet.
Well, the last 2 overs have gone for just 4 runs each. Kerr and Hancock bowling those. JJ with the ball now. Jonathan has been excellent. 12 wickets and an economy of 6.3.
This is where she usually comes into her own, Jess Jonathan, as teams try and go after it. Eddie Green, usually one of the slicker fielders in the WBBL on the boundary, not managing to tidy this up.
Well, I just mentioned the first blip on their performance. This is the second, unfortunately. Green, you say, yeah, she's one of the best out there. Not good on that occasion.
Nudge to the onside, the single. So both players preferring to hit big to the onside. That's where all the protection is for Jess Jonathan at the moment. Just the cover sweeper, mid-off is up. That's where Reece tries to go just out of reach of Charlie Knott. And it hangs in the air long enough for Dane van Niekerk to get back to the non-striker's end. Reeks picking up 2.
Yeah, both Reeks and Van Niekerk will be targeting at least 1 boundary in the over, hopefully early in the over for them, and then they can look to get 1s and 2s.
Looks to go again, goes a lot straighter. Does Angela.
Race. Side protected.
Contact for the single. Good little challenge here for Grace Harris as well. She's bowled a little bit in the power play throughout the WBBL. Just that 1 off over as well. 1 to 2 overs in the middle order. Now getting a chance again. Through the hands of Grace Harris and through to the boundary. Struck with power.
The first signs of real dominance from Van Niekerk. It was a terrific shot. Just a little shimmy down, good solid base, and picked out that gap. Good strike.
No change in the field. Fraction Grace Harris.
Yeah, clever bowling, isn't it? She's really developed with the cricket smarts with her bowling and being able to back herself, and credit to her captains who are giving her that responsibility to think through her over.
pulls out the reverse. That doesn't get through the field either. Only being struck for a 4, straight back over a hit. Grace Harris has worked back into this over, just 2 dots after it. Struck it nicely, straight to the fielder though. Kimmins sat underneath it, watched it right into the hands, and once again with the player going after it, Grace Harris finds a way to fight back and pick up the wicket.
Well, I think she really comes into the game when the batters are going hard at her. She's able to subtly change her length or the pace that she's bowling. Van Niekerk knew she had to continue to find the boundaries, already found a beautiful boundary at long off within the over, trying to go long on. And you see there that Grace just held that length back and it forced Van Niekerk to go to that leg side, which she probably didn't want to. She knew the gap was at long off. It's just very clever bowling.
So Jodie Hicks now out to the middle for the Sydney Sixers. She's at the non-strikers end. Smartly driven by Reeks. Hicks wants it, then Reeks did it, Hicks then does, and it's an underarm onto the stumps, and it's back-to-back wickets in 2 deliveries for the Brisbane Heat. Grace Harris in and amongst both of them.
Just, a real mix-up there from Reeks and Hicks, and this is the thing with the Sydney Sixers. So often we see the top order doing the work. We've got some change in personnel within their lineup, and the lower order getting an opportunity today, and that ability to work together to understand that running between wickets. Just a big mix-up here, and looking to go for the 2.
Never really wanted it, did she? And then there was that hesitation. And smarts too by Grace Harris, because I think if she actually grabbed the ball and then moved to the stumps, I reckon that would have given Hicks enough time to get back home. So assessed that, did the little underarm, the direct hit. Looked like it was a long way out, but just that fraction of time I think was absolutely critical. So brilliant work there by Grace Harris. See at the end of the 17th, Sixers now 6 for 106, and it's Lisa Griffith now out to the middle with Ange Reeks.
And Lisa Griffith will look to play as straight as possible. And it's a big task for her here to be able to get going quickly with just over 2 overs left. Against a very good death over bowler in Delissa Kimmins, so good with her changes of pace. As we see a slow ball there, just so hard to get away with power. Well supported. Hancock at long on. At deep mid-wicket you have Grace Harris and Maddie Green. Deep square, so you've got some outstanding outfielders on the leg side where the ball will tend to go with the slower pitch, but also the slow balls that Delissa Kimmins is bowling.
If you don't mind, the bouncer almost pulls off the 7th wicket of the Sydney Sixers. Bounced on the inner circle, it runs a couple of metres to the boundary line. That change up, Whitey's so difficult to get away. The remaining overs, she can hit those slower balls, she can hit the Yorker crease, she's got the bouncer into the pitch. Reeks on strike. Change up a direct hit. Would have been interesting.
What would be even harder, just trying to think what it would feel like as a batter out there at this point. The keeper is back, and if Kimmins is looking to bowl slower balls, I would actually find it even harder if the keeper was up, keeping you in the crease.
Out of the crease, creates some pace, finds the gap, finds the boundary. That's what the Sixers need.
there must be a reason for Redmayne to be back at this point. Perhaps it is that bouncer that might be bowled. I know that Redmayne enjoys keeping up to the stumps, even to the quick bowlers. So there must be some communication out there.
Again, this time up and over, showing all her skills here. Lisa Griffith, you know she's handy with the ball, she's shown she can do just as much damage with the bat. That's a good over there for the Sixers. Just the one over to go here in their innings. It moved along to 6 for 118.
Fantastic over for the Sixers, and from the contest point of view, it's good for the viewers as well to see the Sixers put on a total that just could cause some difficulties for the Brisbane Heat. Some great striking there from Lisa Griffith. She's moved over from the Sydney Thunder to really work with Benny Sawyer as the fast bowling coach and the head coach of the Sydney Sixers. Works with the fast bowlers with the Australian women's team. So a great opportunity for Lisa.
If there was a coach in the WBBL that you would like to be coached by, if you were bored to think about this, Alex Blackwell, who would it be? Hancock. Straight to the field, another chance for a run out for the Brisbane Heat. Harris goes for the direct. She might have been better just to throw it to Nicola Hancock. As the Sixers scurry through for a single.
Well, Harris, the third opportunity for a run out. She's in the game, that's for sure. Look, I'll probably have two answers. Trent Woodhill, I would like to experience as a head coach. I've sort of had some batting sessions with him in the past when he was at Cricket New South Wales.
Yep. That's one. Did I say you could have two?
You didn't.
That's what I thought. Well, Bob, Hancock.
Sally Ann Briggs, I think, would be fantastic. Played a bit of cricket against her when she played England A cricket. She was, I think, one of the best players to not play for England.
Yep.
I think she has done all the hard yards with the England Academy stuff, and yeah, I think she's done a great job with the Tassie girls.
Hancock doing a really good job here. Single off the first and third balls of this final over. What it's allowing Brisbane to do is just to take that momentum that Lisa Griffith had created with the two boundaries after Lisa Kimmett's last over. She starts again, Hancock. Follows Reed. She can't get it past the short third, just a little lob back to the bowler. Single to the Sixers.
That is just turning out to be a really good finish from Brisbane Heat. Hancock, she's really developed her ability to bowl the death overs. She looks like she's enjoying her time with the Brisbane Heat. She previously with the Hobart Hurricanes, the last club she was at, but she's played for 3 other clubs. I asked you this question once before, Mel Jones.
Laura Cummins takes it, runs back nicely, comfortably takes it with 2 hands. Nicola Hancock's wonderful WBBL form continues. She picks up the wicket, still has a delivery to go as well. Sixers now 7 for 121.
Well, that slow ball bouncer really coming into great effect. She got good height on it, right at the right shoulder of Lisa Griffith, who'd been bombing them down the ground. So I think Hancock played that well, not giving her any length to go down the ground. Coming up with the wicket.
Knock it 10 from 7 deliveries for Griffith.
Mel, and it's great to see that they're attacking with the first slip in. You can see 122 the Sixers achieved. They'll have to bowl well.
Wickets means attacking bowling, and it can sometimes leak a bit of runs, but I think for the Sydney Sixers, they've just got to find a little bit of aggression, a little bit of consistency. They're going to be supported in the field. The other day here, Elise Perry put off a magnificent run out in the first couple of overs of the day. That's worked away. It's worked away finally to the Brisbane Heat start with a boundary. They do to Grace Harris.
Well, that will give Grace some confidence against one of the best bowlers in the world, someone who swings the ball well. Narazan Cap just erring onto the middle to leg stump, maybe not getting the usual outswing that she was hoping for, and Grace Harris said thank you very much.
So boundary off the third ball. It goes that same line again. The opening partnership of Redmayne and Harris. And then a reminder, they've lost Beth Mooney, who was the second leading run scorer last year in the WBBL behind Sophie Devine. It's been Redmayne that's been so impressive in the last 5 knocks for the Brisbane Heat. She's picked up 3 half centuries, 65 against the Strikers, 59 against the Thunder, and then 61 off just 33 deliveries against the Hurricanes. It's that strike rate, isn't it?
It's more a Grace Harris than that one. That's the thing, Mel, that I noticed. That shift in Redmayne's strike rate. Unbelievable.
That's the end of the first over. 1 for 4 for the Brisbane Heat.
Take second place. I'm going to come in guns blazing and knock him out.
Out for Ben on fire!
Valentina Shevchenko, the gold standard in the women's flyweight division.
She's just that good. Oh, there's a tap, Jennifer Maida!
Another outstanding showcase for the UFC's flyweight division tonight.
UFC 255. Vicky Redo versus Perez. Live and exclusive on Sony 10.2 and Sony 10.1. And in Hindi on Sony 10.3.
And her strike rate now 123, so I think Redmayne has enjoyed batting on the Sydney pitches. She's originally from here in terms of her studies at UNSW, studying medicine. She's completed that now in her intern year up north.
Twin Heads, I think she is. As we see Perry. That's pitching outside leg. So Redmayne will scurry through for the leg by.
I enjoyed playing alongside Georgia at University's Women's Cricket Club, a combination between UNSW and Sydney Uni cricket clubs. Brought the remnants of those 2 clubs that had disappeared many, many years ago and formed one club called Universities, and Redmayne has scored truckloads of runs for that club. I think she will be doing the same up north in the Brisbane Premier competition. Grace Harris has done well for club cricket leading into WBBL, hasn't she?
Been a bully in Premier cricket up there. Single to show that she's got a little bit of touch as well as the aggression. Getting through, we see Elise Perry. She comes onto the ground for the viewing innings. You can see, I think, it comes through from soccer days or football days where she's got runs on, skip in the air.
Likes to be ready. She features in the power play, usually taking the second over, like she's done today.
Carries nice through to Elisa Healy.
Well, Perry really has been featuring bat and ball for the Sixers. She's been really the mainstay of the run scorers. The rest have been a little bit light on. Perry 3 scores over 50. No other batter achieving more than 1. And then Perry, 7 wickets at a good economy, 6.9. So her workload is heavy. She's the captain as well. I think today it'll be interesting to see how Elise, as captain, utilises her bowling attack. There's some differences. No Ash Gardner, out with concussion. We've got Lauren Cheadle back in the mix. Got young Stella Campbell, the tall right arm quick. Lauren Cheadle, the whippy left arm quick. Both tall, really, I should say. How Perry uses those two in particular will be a key factor.
Back foot just to push it through the onside from Redmayne. This is Elise Perry. Such a smooth run up, gathers speed nicely to the crease. The word from the side is, and from Sydney Sixers in terms of S&C and the likes, is that her power and approach has all increased since that hamstring injury, which is fantastic signs. It's a solid forward defence from Grace Harris to see out the second over here at the Sydney Showground. It's none for 7 after 2.
Typically we see Cap and Perry bowling the bulk of the power play overs for the Sydney Sixers. I'm not suggesting that they would stray away from that too much. I think they need a good start, and Cap and Perry are two players who they don't necessarily bowl for wickets, they just bowl for dot balls that will then go on and create the wickets. And that could set a good platform if the Sixers can get good power play. Just going for perhaps 5 runs per over in the power play, just setting a platform then for the younger players coming through. Cheetal playing her first game this season.
What kind of pace are you expecting from Lauren Cheadle coming back from injury after injury?
I've got no idea really, Mel. I mean, she's typically quite a quick bowler, gets good swing as well. She looks a little bit like Mitch Stark really in her run-up and approach.
Oh, that's nice from Redmayne. She's been in fantastic form, and that form is flowing into the confidence at the start of this innings.
Yep, she's full of confidence, using her feet well, advancing to Marazan Cap and just getting a little bit of width for herself to be able to cut that ball. There's 2 players at the point region. She was able to bisect that gap.
Goes again, goes up and over it. What a catch! Lauren Cheadle, welcome back to the WBBL!
What a leap there from Lauren Cheadle. 2 hands, safe as houses. Getting into the game early, that'll do her a world of good. She won't be too far away from taking her first over in WBBL 06. That's a huge wicket. Redmayne has been on fire for the Brisbane Heat. 61 she scored in the last hit out. Just 33 balls not out, that was. So she's had to go out fairly quickly today.
This was the boundary to start with. Redmayne coming down the wicket. Wonderful hands to open up the blade through the offside. Wanted to go again straight down the ground. Tried to get over the top of Lauren Cheadle. And you could hear it. It was the noise more than anything else for me. The team getting right behind her.
Yeah, they love having her out there. They've placed the 2 tallest players. Lauren Cheadle at mid-off really to the left-hander, and then at mid-on it's Stella Campbell, so that's good captaincy from Perry, getting her tall timber on the drives.
Jess Jonathan, it's nicely worked off her toes. She was out of the crease to start with to Marazan Cap in terms of her stance. She'll pick up 2 to open up her account. There would have been so many nerves for Lauren Cheadle in this game. Just even arriving at the ground, getting back into the routine, playing. You rock up the team so many times, and then she's probably just used to throwing balls, and picking up balls, and helping everyone warm up. Fumble on the dive. And then you find yourself out in the middle, you've got a small total to try and defend. Her head's like, I'm out, back out the magenta. You know, they've got off to a bit of a flyer, and all of a sudden it's on you so quickly. So to get her hands around that, take a really good catch, get the energy off the team. Magnificent work.
Slip in play. Arizona Cap looking to just get a little bit of shape away from Grace Harris.
Good over there for the Sydney Sixers because it picked up the in-form Georgia Redmayne. So they have the Brisbane Heat 1 for 14 after 3.
Don't let's raise it!
You will rest in peace.
It's time to show cricket's true colour. India Tour of Australia, only on Sony Sports Network.
She did almost everything right there as well, Georgia Redmayne. It might have been a little bit away from her and reached a little bit. Great support in the field from Lauren Cheadle.
It's all to play for here for the Sydney Sixers. They've had 4 losses on the trot. They're no stranger to runs of losses. They'll know that they can turn that around within a couple of overs. Needing to keep it tight now that they've got the early breakthrough, all-important breakthrough of Redmayne, who's in red-hot form.
Johnson's going to take on mid-off, knowing that it's Cheadle with the left hand, so had plenty of time to get through. It's interesting, isn't it? Because last year, Sixers lost 5 on the trot at the back end of the tournament and missed out on finals for the first time in WBBL history. They lost all those games at the start of WBBL 01 and then went vertical and won those games. They got a streak of 9 on the trot. So you almost say they're a little bit of all nothing sometimes, aren't they? So if they lose today, it doesn't mean that they're out, but it certainly will mean that other results will come into play a lot more. So they won't have everything in their own.
They can't self-determine their own destiny.
Rowan has set up Grace Harris. Through for another single, just the 2 singles so far from this Perry over. It's a big partnership to be broken here for the Sydney Sixers. The captain out in the middle for the Brisbane Heat. She's on strike at the moment. Grace Harris at the other end. 81 from 52 against the Melbourne Stars a few games back. Nicely pulled. Had all the time in the world, Jess Jonathan.
Well, she placed that shot so well. Right out of the middle, Jess Jonathan there. Looking into that pull shot nicely. Saw the length early. Just helped it round the corner. Jess has been a little bit lean on runs. She's had some starts. 30 of 20 balls against the Sixers at Blacktown last time they met. It's probably the standout innings for her. She'll look to improve on that.
Good placement there from Jonathan. Left-hand, right-hand combination of the Brisbane Heat, meaning it's taken. There needs to be a bit of ground covered by the Sydney Sixers. Get to their preferred fielding positions. Jam-packed offside. Hicks Van Niekerk. Edge doesn't get through to Perry. End of the Perry over, 1 for 21 after 4.
On Sony, cricket will reveal its true color. It's time to show cricket's true color. After 9 months, men in blue will lock horns with their fiercest rival Australia. The rivalry will start on 27th November, 8 a.m. onwards. Only on Sony Sports Network.
Not the same range in her hamstring leg.
Yeah, coming out of the actual delivery stride, yeah.
But you would expect nothing less from Elise Perry, but bouncing back from injury, putting all that hard work in the gym.
Speaking of coming back from injury, Lauren Cheadle, the first ball back in the WBBL, well over, I think Jodie Hawkins, the GM of Sixers, was saying it's been over 400 days between her last game.
Good running out there for Brisbane Heat. 3, they're really hard to come by. Lauren Cheadle, someone I enjoyed captaining in WBBL 01 for the Sydney Thunder. She was a key part of our success in that first year. We played the Sydney Sixers in the final and able to take out the first WBBL, which was obviously a highlight of my career. That was right up there.
What a manic last over too at the ECG.
And I think Lauren Cheadle was at the crease.
She was.
She was not out.
She was. Gets that stump to stump line. Healy likes behind the stumps. I'm just waiting for the reaction. She's already taken a great catch and the team got behind her. The reaction from the team if she picks up her first wicket.
So just pitching outside leg and probably missing leg there, but fantastic signs with Lauren Cheadle getting some good in-swing movement.
Oh, that's nice. Really nice. That's into Grace Harris's wheelhouse.
Her driving on the up. She's a tall batter, Grace Harris, so strong. Just this little bit of width enabled Harris to feel comfortable to hit through the line of the ball, even though the length wasn't all that pitched up.
Good comeback from Cheadle.
Yeah, good adjustment.
Harris too.
That adjustment, Mel, it's that width. Can't afford to give too much width. Needs to be hovering around off stump.
You were talking about Mitchell Stark before, weren't you?
Yeah, she looks a little bit like Mitchell Stark.
And the gather there. Yep.
Probably someone she looks up to and who is here today looking on. So hopefully that's a good omen for young Lauren Cheadle, who modelled her game on the great Mitch Stark.
We've got a few in the competition. You watch Amy Smith. She loves Steve Smith. And you can see a few mannerisms there. Simple, but we won't see today for the Brisbane Heat. Looked a lot like Ben Cutting. A little bit of support from the WBBL viewers as well, because I couldn't quite nail it, so thanks to everyone that chipped in on that one. As we see the end of the 5th over, the first over for Lauren Cheadle back in the WBBL after quite some time. Brisbane Heat now 1 for 28.
I think you nailed it there.
The dead man is risen!
Rest
It's time to show cricket's true colour. India Tour of Australia, only on Sony Sports Network.
So a low target for the Brisbane Heat. The early wicket of Redmayne. Score on 11. So Cap now coming into her third in the last over of the power play.
And it's common, isn't it? We see Cap bowling 3 overs in the power play. Which team is going to take her on and try and hit her out of the power play and throw the formula out for the Sydney Sixers? It's so often we see that. For the Thunder, we see Shabnim Ismail bowling 4 straight often.
Yep.
So the challenge for batters is to be able to disrupt that flow. Cap bowling the last of the power play.
I think what batters have been able to do though against Cap is show that she is hittable. I think it was almost that Courtney Webb innings last year in WBBL where she hit 6 off the final ball, and since then I think up until that stage Cap had only been hit for a handful of sixes within the WBBL. I think that just people watching go, oh okay, no, she is hittable, okay, we can do this. And so from that, whether or not they utilise her as much within the death overs.
Well, 62% dot balls in the power play for Cap.
Jacking back, just missing leg stump. Healy with a little underarm and is out. Well, you would say very lazy, unaware cricket from Grace Harris, but on the flip side, Lisa Healy, you just cannot keep her out of the game.
Yeah, you just can't afford that at this level. Just wandering out. Needed to be much more aware there. So much on the line. Looks like trading, and Healy just snapped that up. Isn't she cheeky behind the stumps? She'll absolutely love that.
Just would not do it with Elisa Healy around because she's always lurking and ready to take an opportunity. That is exactly what she's done for the Sixers. That's an important breakthrough for them. They want to be able to try and do what the Heat did to their batting lineup, and that was just make sure that no partnership could settle. Grace Harris departs. I don't know what the coach's conversation is post a dismissal like that.
Saw 2 run-outs in the Sydney Sixers innings. Does that one go down as a run-out or stumped? I think it's actually a stumping off a pace bowler.
That one's wide. To reload on that one, Madazan Cap.
So it would be a run-out if the batter was attempting a run, but it was really just her back heel was up off the crease.
What she was doing, she's just re-practicing. The shot originally.
Cap will be happy because it goes to her figures as well.
Oh, nice movement from Cap. Georgia Vole out to the middle. She played a wonderful knock at Blacktown International, a not out in a run chase. 30-odd not out. It's really starting to put her hand up for some more senior roles, so now finds herself at number 4 for the Heat.
I think she's got the goods. She can strike the ball. That run chase you talk about, that 30 she got at Blacktown showed a lot of maturity.
She gets her innings underway. It's nice to see the start of someone's career like that too, isn't it? Because you sort of, 5-10 years time when hopefully they're potentially running around the green and gold, or leading run scorers in the WBBL. You go, I remember that knock at Blacktown International.
Yeah, there's usually a bit of a turning point early in a player's career that they start to feel they belong.
Nicely driven. No runs for the Brisbane Heat to see out Malazan Cap's third over and the power play before the Brisbane heat. They finished on 2 for 31, so 10 runs shy of where the Sixers were at the same point in the game. That's because Healy went a little crazy in the power play. But the same amount of wickets have been fallen. That was lovely from Redmayne. Through the field on the offside, the very next delivery. She struck one to Lauren Cheetle. Jonathan came in to replace Redmayne. Got a good sense of the pitch and the pace. Grace Harris. This is the catch. So Cheetle. This is just unaware from Grace Harris. Complete awareness from Lisa Healy. Leg spin from Van Niekerk.
Well, this is shaping up to be a really good contest. The power play is fairly even, although 2 wickets falling for the Heat. Just never know. Sixers will be able to create some pressure through the middle overs. We've seen that the chasing team at the showground has been successful more often than not. But you just never know with the wearing of the pitch, multiple matches being played on this wicket so far, and this might just be a tricky run chase for the Brisbane Heat. Sixers looking to put some pressure on a couple of early wickets. They're feeling good about things.
Nicely on the back foot, Jess Jonathan. It's a good challenge here for Georgia Vole to be facing the leg spin of Van Niekerk. We know she's a power hitter. It's good footwork. Nice call off the bat as well.
Seen Stella Campbell into the attack just yet. She's been very good for the Sydney Sixers, young fast bowler.
Johnson goes down the ground, coming in off the boundary, and it's come off the knee, I think, of Ange Reeks. Usually an exceptionally good fielder on the boundary line. Everything about this had speed. Speed off the bat, speed to the fielder, Reeks' speed off the boundary line. It all meant that there's just a bit too much on everything. As a chance goes down.
It was a tough one. It was an absolute bullet to Ange Reeks. Really gutted with that.
That very nice. Vol. So an opportunity missed for the Sydney Sixers as they see out the 7th over. Heat 2 for 36.
Yeah, we saw a stunning piece of fielding from Lisa Healy, really, to get that run out or stumping of Grace Harris, and that lifted the mood of the Sixers. Really momentarily, really, because of that drop catch. They thought they had a third wicket. And Reeks will need to shake that off and look to get back in the game. It would be nice for her if she could get another opportunity quickly to make a mark.
Really meticulous with the ankles of all the Sixers fielders here. She knows she has to help out Elise Perry a lot here with only 122 on the board. That's nice work there from Vole. I think that's what probably has impressed me as well for Georgia Vole, is that she comes into this tournament, you know, with huge raps on her, and everyone's saying she's Grace Harris-like and has the ability to hit and hit big. But what you also see there is the ability. She's got a couple of different angles for a release shot. She's got some good footwork to the spinners and is happy just to bunt down the ground. So all of a sudden, early doors in her career, you're seeing quite a few elements that can come together really nicely to build innings.
Well, I think that comes from the strength of the national championships at underage level and how the players there are batting or bowling under pressure, and the standard is increasing year on year. So when they get to this level, I've been really impressed this year with the number of young players coming in for their first contract, getting opportunities and hitting the ground running.
Chipped in the air. It's a catchable height that's gone through the infield. Just tease Lauren Cheadle over the boundary line.
This was nicely played, looking to play as straight as possible against Elise Perry. It was a bit uppish. Georgia Vol managing to find the gap between mid-on and mid-wicket. Catchable height, but well and truly in the gap. She looks at ease at the crease.
Yeah, there's not a lot of movement at the crease at all. She's very steady, even till sort of gather from Elise Perry. Everything's just waiting. So then there's a bit of a flurry with the hands through the shot, but it still looks in control. Jess Johnson, the left-hander, has three fielders forward of the square, protecting the boundary. Feels like she's missed out a little bit there. Jess Johnson.
With this field placement with the deep square, deep mid-wicket quite close to each other, and the 45 on the circle, you can see that Perry's looking to bowl with an offside line, hard lengths at off stump, and on that occasion just bowling down the leg side, so that's definitely not the line she's looking for. Need to be careful not to stray onto the legs of Jess Johnson.
We saw Darcy Brown from the Adelaide Strikers with her pace. Clean bowl, Jess Johnson with a full length delivery that was sort of aiming in at that sort of leg to middle line. I'm surprised to say that Darcy Brown's got a few yards on Elise Perry. Never thought you'd say that, would you?
Well, Elise has just come back from a hamstring repair, so we'll give her a little bit of time. We'll give her a
couple more games. 2 for 44 after 8 the Brisbane Heat. I had a chat to Sean Flegler, who's heavily involved in the women's program in Cricket Australia, just about Taylor Valemic as well in terms of her injury recovery. He said things are going nicely. It's unfortunate we're not going to see her in the WBBL this year, but all is looking good for a return over the summer at some stage.
Well, yeah, it's been a shame we haven't seen her continue what she does. She scares batters with her slinging action and her extra pace. I think I had the pleasure of facing her a little bit last year.
Pleasure? Was it a pleasure, Al?
Oh, it's always good, that battle. I mean, sort of two people at different ends of the spectrum in terms of their career.
Yeah, I like that. I'm liking Georgia Vol more and more every time I see it.
Oh, wow. What a drive this is. I mean, these are two players who've probably played a bit of underage cricket together. Just holds the pose, full face at the bat, nice punchy check drive. Such a solid base as well. Simple.
Run. Why are you running?
Well, we need to understand what the signature shot is for Georgia Vol. That might just be up there. Dead straight, down the ground.
Worst shots is a signature shot, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mine was the inside edge. Nailed that.
Why is that called the French cut? It's all these strange words we use in cricket, isn't it?
I have heard this one actually. I have to rattle the depths of my memory over the next little bit. So it's low hands and they're set up very steady, head over toes. See you later. Looks to go again. I'm not too sure which one I like better, the first or the second. Lauren Cheadle, she wouldn't like either.
Wowee. She's looking to make her mark on this match. Obviously quite comfortable to get on the front foot against Lauren Cheadle. The ball is swinging back into Georgia Volt. I wonder if Cheadle has it in her to bowl a shorter delivery or a different variation. So looks to me that Perry is going back to long on. The fine leg comes up, indicating that perhaps a change of pace, or at least pitching the ball up a little bit more.
Having it off. No. He's getting excited. Brilliant work though. Happy to pick up the single. Volt's already taken 9 runs from this Cheadle over. Says, over to you, Skip, see what you can do.
Oh, isn't it nice for Jess Johnson just to sit back and watch the youngster do her stuff? So confident. It's wonderful to see. It takes a lot of pressure off Jess Johnson, the senior player in this partnership.
Did you see how the over here, Cheadle? Oh, gets on the legs. Yeah, good support in the field. Underneath van Niekerk with the dive to the right. The single was taken off the last. 10 runs coming from that Lauren Cheadle. 9 of them from the blade of Georgia Volt. So 11 overs still to be bowled here by the Sydney Sixers. They go to 2 for 54.
Where's your money, Mel? Who do you think's in the box seat at the moment?
Oh, look, the Brisbane Heat. And a number of reasons, really. I think chasing here at Sydney Showgrounds, we've certainly seen the stats there. I like the fact that Georgia Volt's already been there, done that for the Brisbane Heat in this tournament. So you get the sense that she's wants to probably keep adding to that sort of experience out in the middle. You've got Jess Johnson, who hasn't really been in the runs, so this is a good opportunity for her to see some time in the middle, see her team over the line. Oh, does it go away? Yes, it does. Well, we saw the hitting of Vol in the over before, and it's just ignited Jess Johnson.
Just thinking, well, if you can do that, I hit it just a little bit further. That's a wonderful 6. It's the first 6 for the Brisbane Heat's innings. So crisp. And Sarah Ailey just had to watch it sail over her head.
And what a shot like that does is it allows it, if Jess Johnson then can't see a way of scoring, she's happy just to cover up.
Absolutely.
There's no pressure.
I support your decision there, Mel. I think that the Heat definitely in the box seat. The Sixers would need to take a couple of quick wickets. You still have Laura Cummins, Maddie Green, Amelia Kerr has scored a double ton for her New Zealand White Ferns. And you can see wonderful footwork into the pitch of the ball. Not overhitting, I think that's really the key for Jess Johnson. She's talked about it before. Going at that sort of 70 to 80% bat swing. That's all she needs.
Still just the 4 bowlers used by Perry. Cap, Perry is Silver Cheadle. Kirk is on at the moment. Full toss. Will it get what it deserves? No. Really well taken by Marazan Cap on the boundary line. And it brings the end to a very entertaining knock by Georgia Volt.
Well, that was a huge wicket. Wonderful catch. if you want anyone under the high ball nearing the rope, Marizan Cap makes it look easy, but that was a very difficult take. Approaching the boundary rope, you can see that Bowl got a good piece of it. Two fielders converging, it was Hick and Cap. Hick having the high-fi declined by Marizan Cap. She's such a serious competitor, but she would have enjoyed that. Supporting Dane. So you just never know, Mel. A couple of quick wickets here. We saw two stumpings in two deliveries the last time that Brisbane Heat did play at the showground. Because of the Harris sisters on that occasion, Maddie Green is coming to the crease ahead of Laura Cummins.
So 10 overs gone here at the Sydney Showground. The Brisbane Heat are 3 for 61. So 10 overs ticking on by. And here's the signal that the teams will have a drinks break. Just to recap things.
I was so disappointed in my performance. They should have just played the package and called it a day. There's the searing pain running down my leg. That was me saying goodbye. He wasn't there, and he knew in his heart that I wasn't there.
The process became, I'll give you an answer after I've working out for a few weeks, seeing how my hip does.
That caught attention.
On Sony, cricket will reveal its true
Hindustan.
It's time to show class, show color. After 9 months, men in blue will lock horns with their fiercest rival, Australia. The rivalry will start on 27th November, 8 a.m. onwards. Only on Sony Sports Network.
Davis's Figueredo is an absolute savage. Say hello to your worst nightmare.
Let their take second place. I'm going to come in guns blazing and knock it out.
Alex Perez on fire.
Valentina Shevchenko, the gold standard in the women's flyweight division.
She's just that good. Oh, there's a tap. Jennifer Miles.
Another outstanding showcase for the UFC flyweight division tonight.
UFC 255. Figueredo versus Perez. Live and exclusive on Sony 10.2 and Sony 10.1. And in Hindi on Sony 10.3.
Shortly after that, 6 Georgia Vole departed. So now 3 for 62. With Maddie Green coming out to the middle. She's at the non-striker's end after picking up a single, having faced her first delivery. The New Zealand international has been out in Australia now for numerous months post the New Zealand tour up in Brisbane. Second year in the Brisbane Heat. Title holder already.
We saw Maddie Green opening the batting for New Zealand, struggling a little bit, but in the Brisbane Heat she comes through the middle. That's a good position for her, I think, especially. Yeah, I think it does. I mean, she's improved her power hitting greatly over the last couple of seasons. I think just having a little bit more space early to be able to get the ball on the ground and get into her work. Looking to launch a little bit later. I think the way that Redmayne has performed at the top as well has really created a better balance for the Brisbane Heat.
Stella Campbell into the attack, 2 singles from her first 2 deliveries and a dot ball. And 3 singles. Longest run up in the WBBL, do you think, Stella Campbell, outside the inner circle?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it might not be the greatest number of steps. She's got a pretty good stride on her with those long legs. So maybe it's an average number of steps, Mel. It's just that they're longer ones.
shape of shot from Jess Jonathan.
Well, Campbell's been the highest wicket taker for
Here we go, Al.
Stella Campbell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Just a couple of shuffles at the start.
Did I?
Yeah.
15 full strides.
There we go. I'll back you on that one.
It's a fantastic technique. I'm very excited by what Stella Campbell will achieve in her career.
It's 3 for 66 after 11.
I think she's been really one of the better performing bowlers for the Sixers. 8 wickets at 7.5 runs per over. Looks like it's getting a bit chilly down there, Mel. It was a hot day earlier.
They're prepared. Who has blankets in their kit these days?
Yeah, it's quite a suitable colour for the Brisbane heat as well.
It's quite impressive. I thought they're breeding them tough up in Queensland. It is, temperature certainly has dropped. We've got the window open here in the commentary box, and I'm about to put on a pleading voice maybe to close that one as well. Oh, the one hand almost the pick up, but enough pressure by Elise Perry to make sure they didn't scurry through for that single.
Wonderful fielding by the captain. All on the line here. The Sydney Sixers need a win desperately. And she's done a great job there. Looking like she's enjoying herself.
Cutting off the stumps, Maddie Green.
So the two teams were very evenly positioned after 11 overs.
That's what ball by Kirk. Dragging Maddie Green out, slightly out of position, so just have to try and manufacture a single down the ground.
So the Sixers after 11 were 3 wickets down for 70, and the Brisbane Heat 3 wickets down for 66. So still very evenly positioned. Still feel that the Brisbane Heat have some good batting to come.
Every time you see it nearly occur in a game of cricket, there's just something about it that you just think, well, one, you've got to remind yourself how young she is, but two, just the skill set across all facets of the game. And I think that the batting side of things, that she really wants to become known as that bowling all-rounder.
I think she could play top order for the New Zealand White Ferns eventually.
Flat, hard, straight down the ground. The big full stretch dive comes into play, but it's through into the boundary. Reeks. Ball just follows you some days, doesn't it?
Well, Reeks already has put one down, looking to put everything on the line here, charging forward, that extra effort. And usually, fielding captain would prefer that the fielder actually go for the attempted catch, and that's what she did there. So she'll be able to shake that one off. It was a good attempt.
Back cut from Green, can't get through the field. Which brings end of the 12th over. 8 overs to go here at Sydney Showgrounds. 3 for 72.
The dead man is rested!
You will rest in peace.
Summer to remember. Monday to Friday, 10 p.m. Only on Sony 6.
Still Campbell. Got to about the 13th stride. Pulled out.
She miscounted those strides on.
It's a lovely run up, isn't it? It's got that slight little angle to it. Not quite as much as, say, like a Malcolm Marshall from back in the day.
Looks like it took a while for her to slow up after she messed up that run.
Oh, she's going at some pace.
She's not quite got it.
Can happens sometimes. She's lucky enough to have Elise Perry at mid on at the moment, just to say, just slow down, it's okay.
Well, that's really important because all the players know that how much time pressure they're under and the penalties involved with going too slow. So it's important that the captain go over there and say, take a few more moments here, get it right.
Oh, she's bowled well back, right from the popping crease on that occasion. So, a couple of issues here for Stella Campbell as she tries to figure out her run-up, and it can happen. And sometimes you have absolutely no idea why, but something just doesn't feel right. Then you start to search. You can see she's full stride behind the crease line, which is better than being full stride over.
Yeah, I think the captain will be happy. She can now start to adjust. Just take a deep breath.
Yeah, with the extra yards there to give her a little bit of encouragement as well. Yeah, it's about the same spot every time, so it feels as if she's got a mark. She starts from outside the inner circle, then she's got a mark probably about 2.5-3 metres inside, which is where she wants to hit. It feels as if she hits that about there, and then about there. It's on the left foot, roughly near one of those blue marks.
So each of the bowlers, they take a measuring tape at the beginning of the day and they don't scratch a mark. They use paint to mark their run-up and put their little initials there.
Yeah, now it just gets in your head, doesn't it? So she knows because it is marked out that if she hits that mark at the top, that should say to her, I'm on song, everything should be right. But all of a sudden there is just something within her that as she's getting through, that something's just not quite right.
Well, it's such a powerful approach to the crease. So
straightened up things here. Stella Campbell. Full delivery in. So there was the adjustment. It might have been a suggestion from Elise Perry, so that angled run up. And for this one, she started pretty much in one straight line.
Well, it's impressive that she's been able to get the ball where she needs to with all this in her mindset, clouding what she's doing at the moment. Just thinking too much about that run up, but she was able to execute a fair delivery.
She's got that right. It's a nice drive though. Wonderful placement. She's known for Maddie Green as a good stride, tall player, likes to use the levers a lot of the time over the top. On this occasion, right along the carpet.
Well, Stella Campbell's so young, already performing very well for the Sydney Sixers. Taken 8 wickets already in the tournament. She's got a lot to offer. I mean, she is quite unique. There aren't many. Well, she's the tallest in the competition. She bowls fast and she hits hard legs and gets this extra bounce that no other bowler in the competition can achieve. So it's a wonderful asset to have in your armoury as a bowling captain, and I know Ben Sawyer has enjoyed having her in the Sixers and just encourages her to continue to attack that crease, bowl fast. And it's just so important for her to continue to get that encouragement from her teammates to continue to bowl fast. If she tries to back off her pace, her direction might then be at risk. So she's bowling quick, her direction is quite good. It's just not quite nailing her run-up at this point.
Sticking with that slightly straighter approach. It's just Jonathan picks up the single. Finishes off the Stella Campbell over. She'll probably be quite relieved to get out of that over. The heat moved to 3 for 79.
Well, just 7 off it, you know, so nothing lost there. You might expect that Stella might take a break here, just to be able to take the pressure off her a little bit. There's plenty of bowling options for Elise Perry. You've got Erin Burns, who hasn't featured yet. that shot. It's a nice piece of batting from Annie Green, getting into her work. 12 off 13.
Change of bowler too. Sarah Ailey is taking the second most amount of wickets in the WBBL. The most for a seam bowler.
I think Sarah will be very well accustomed to wickets like this. Looking to go stump to stump, the keeper up, targeting the knee roll, subtle changes of pace, leg side dominant field. This is the sort of bowling she's been doing for decades. I think it's decades too.
Ouch.
She's just been a legend, and continuing to add value to this Sixers group. What a player to be able to call on to come into the 11 if there's an injury.
It's well bowled too. Ailey's after it because there wasn't a lot of pace on the shot. It's really good work from her.
So I feel that Ailey's bowling the overs that Hayley Silver-Holmes would be bowling at the beginning of the tournament. Hayley Silver-Holmes hopefully can be back soon from injury, but as a young player emerging, having someone like Sarah Ailey in the group to be able to learn off and be mentored by.
Oh, just flicked. Wonderful shot from Jess Johnston.
Nice piece of work from Jess Johnston, travelling nicely here. She's 34, not out of 27. Just keeping everything under control. She knows that the run chase is not too big.
Oh, what a delivery, Sarah Ailey. Gets hit for boundary, comes back, hitting the crease line and getting through the defences of Jess Johnston.
What a comeback, and that is firing the Sixers up. Sarah Ailey enjoyed that one, adding to her record. She's got so many people out, particularly me. I've fallen for her a few times. She will really enjoy that. That's a really match-determining wicket, I think. Captain, someone who's set. And I think the Sixers were really relying on Sarah Ailey there, the veteran of this side, and just needed something special.
I just think she had, it's just the skill set to get that little bit of dip. I think Jess Johnston thought she definitely had the line covered. But there you go, Jess Johnston just instigating there. That's there was a dip at the back end of the trajectory of that ball that got underneath the blade. It's a wonderful execution from Sarah Ailey. Love the celebration. And the Brisbane Heat captain departs, which means it's now Green and Laura Kmitz. Laura Kmitz, known as the finisher for the Brisbane Heat, has hit the winning runs in the last two titles. Gets off the mark, the first ball she faces.
That makes it really interesting. Laura Kmitz, she's someone who's relied upon to go big, find the boundaries. I wonder if she can play a mature innings here just to continue to tick the runs over.
Toss gets drilled to back foot square. Jodie Hicks with a little fumble. Good awareness there from the Brisbane Heat. Hasn't had the best of days, Jodie Hicks. Run out without facing a ball. Fumble. 6 overs to go. Heat 4 for 88. So straight away they had eyes on the ball, they knew it, and then with a little fumble on the kick, it's ready to go.
Brisbane Heat only need a runner ball. So that's where I mean about Laura Kmitz. Is she able to adapt, just reel it in? Or does she go for it and add to the net run rate equation for the Brisbane Heat? That's another factor in this tournament. Do they look to finish off quickly and run the risk of losing a few wickets, or do they just play sensibly, get that runner ball?
So Campbell gets another over after run-up issues last over. No, she goes big. Huge, in fact.
Where did that end up hitting? I mean, was it in the seats? I sort of lost it there. That was a huge
stand.
That is a huge hit. Stand and deliver. Laura Cummins. She's in some good form.
I love how security was going for catch.
With the gloves on.
That's
too.
commitment, yeah.
Just the sound off the bat went all the way. You can hear her teammates cheering her on.
Oh, and again, flat this time. One bounce for security is in the play again. Trying to protect it so the ball doesn't go underneath the stadium. They've lost a few balls this WBBL. Sarah Ailey gets Jess Jonathan and says, I reckon commando style underneath.
It's just salting to the wounds, isn't it? Having to crawl under that stand and retrieve a ball from Laura Cummins, who's just whacked back-to-back boundaries, an enormous 6, followed by a 1-bounce 4. She's coming off 41 of 17 deliveries in her innings against the Strikers at Drummoyne. I wondered if she might just play it sensibly, but don't listen to me.
Isn't it?
Well, yeah, I guess it is sensible to do what you know.
This is it.
And to not change your game too much.
A little break and play might actually help the Sixers here, because it gives Elise Perry a chance to have a chat to the young Stella Campbell. Perry deciding to give her another go, having sort of struggled through that previous over, just with in terms of her run-up. Now she's come back on. The run-up was fine, except Laura Cummins has gone 6-4 off the first 2 deliveries. There's a deep mid-wicket in play. That's Sarah Ailey. And Cummins goes straight to her. Is Ailey quick enough off the boundary? She's done brilliantly. The big dive gets the shoulders behind the ball. And it's almost shouldered it back to Lisa Healy.
What an impressive bit of fielding for one of the oldest players in the tournament. Sarah Ailey sprinting off the boundary rope, full-length dive, and parries the ball forward. Fantastic energy in the field from Sarah Ailey.
Is she going again? Cummins? She's gone 3 on the trot to mid-wicket.
Yep, she is.
Not off that ball.
Good ball, good ball. I'm surprised, though, that Stella Campbell is bowling this over, with Brisbane Heat needing less than a runner ball. And you've got Cap, you've got Perry,
Here it's
Van Niekerk as well. Oh, look at that. Body on the line.
Yeah, brilliant.
Doesn't really mind if it hits her in the face. She's looking to dive forward, almost tackling this ball.
That was great work, because it was outside the line of her body, so she had to get a hand on it, otherwise it would have gone for 4. Outstanding work.
Yeah, so I'm surprised that a more senior bowler is not coming on at this point.
Wow. Oh, wow. How do you describe that?
That was... I've never seen anything like that. I mean, that was a full toss going down leg. Cummins showing no respect to this genuine pace bowler, looking to reverse ramp. Not just ramp, reverse ramp. And gets a full toss, and it's almost like a reverse ramp hook.
I think she was expecting something quite wide off stump and a shorter delivery that she could just flick up over third, and then all of a sudden had to flick it off her left shoulder. The full toss. So not only does she get that to the boundary, she also got the free hit. So field can't be changed by Elise Perry and Stella Campbell. Laura Cummins, who's gone hell for leather this over so far, put the pressure right on the young bowler right from ball 1 to 6, now has a free hit. So that was the first ball of the over, all the way. This one was faster, flatter, just a swap for a one bounce four. I like the movement from the security as well. Might have to pick her up from one of the local club sides out. Then it went two, then it was a dot, and then it was the full toss that Laura Kmitz got herself into a position to move to the boundary. Now, the free hit. Deep in the crease, goes and tries to go through the offside, so gets out of it Stella Campbell, which is a result for her.
Well, it's definitely been an eventful over. Maybe the Sixers will not be able to come back from this. Or a Kmitz just looking to finish the game off in quick time. It all helps towards net run rate.
Steadies herself again. Tries to put Stella Campbell off. And that is a fantastic shot as well. It's Perry that's going to have to do some work. You always get a little bit nervous diving on the shoulders, having injured a shoulder in the past for the Sydney Sixers. So it's big over for the Brisbane Heat. They get themselves well and truly ahead of this run chase here at the Sydney Showground. And the Brisbane Heat now 4 for 107. Some questions now going through at least Perry's mind. She's just done the big dive on the boundary line. She's now walking all the way back to have a chat.
19 runs off that last over, so it's very difficult to come back from that. Laura Kmitz playing a match-defining innings here, really. I think it was set up beautifully by the Brisbane Heat bowlers to have a very small run chase, really. 123 to win. They still need a few runs for victory, but it's Heat in the box seat. Look at that shot. That's just unbelievable.
That's why you wear helmets too, isn't it?
You wouldn't get in that position if you didn't have one on.
That is true. And why wouldn't you just sort of say to yourself, I'm just going to get a single, says Maddie Green, because I think I'm enjoying watching Laura Kmitz go about her business. Oh wow, there we go. It wasn't the full toss, it was the full ball on off stump. Kmitz gets herself into position and just waits for the ball to hit the bat.
Well, this is serious skill and bravery. She doesn't really care who's bowling it. One of the best bowlers in the world, getting down to ramp and just really making a mockery of it.
Settling and taken. So the entertainment factor is now gone because Burns takes the catch, Cap bowls it, and Kmitz, who was just going hell for leather with some shots and then a little bit of deft touch for others, departs.
Well, that was seriously entertaining cricket. Laura Kmitz, how about that? All the people watching at home, I'm sure they enjoyed that little cameo. 23 off just 9, backing up her 41 off 17 in the last game. She has been seriously on fire.
It's knocks like that we've seen her deliver for the Brisbane Heat that have just released so much pressure for the next batters coming in. So now with Amelia Kerr coming out to the middle, she can look up at the scoreboard and know she's got a little bit of time to settle herself. Trying to scoop it over the boundary line. Ambitious appeal there from Barazan Cap as it's come off big thick inside edge.
It's quickly running away from the Sixers here. They need something special. Need to find a way to jag a wicket, perhaps not utilising all the fielders on the boundary, forcing the big shot. Looks like we've got Slight change in field. The drives are up, so encouraging Amelia Kerr to go down the ground. She tries, but straight back to the bowler. So that's not a bad shout. They're looking to take the high percentage wicket option, which is asking the batters to hit down the ground against good length, maybe a subtle change of pace. So we see third man coming up now, long on back.
It's good over there for Sydney Sixers because they've picked up the damaging wicket of Laura Cummins. Brisbane Heat 5 for 113 and in control of this match still. Of 9 deliveries Laura Cummins was. This was the 10th delivery she faced. Lauren Burns doesn't drop those. So now can the Sydney Sixers just find a way to own this next over? Ideally they'd love a couple of quick wickets too, so they're going to turn to Dane van Niekerk to the leg breaks. See if she can get through Maddie Green first.
Just 10 runs to victory for the Brisbane Heat. They could do it in a couple of mighty blows. Protection is down the ground and to the leg side.
Back foot. Pretty chockers field on the offside. First little win to the Sixers. Pace taking Healy to do the tidying up.
So now it looks like the Sixers are heading towards another loss unless they can do something very special in the next over. This one, Dane van Niekerk, she can find a little bit extra, perhaps just drag her length back, a little bit of extra turn. You just never know. Stumping, they need something here.
Well, at the start of the tournament, a lot of people would have thought, well, Brisbane Heat, you just never know. They might just a couple of rash decisions, and which they had done, and they couldn't quite get over the line in a couple of run chases. One of them being here at the Sydney Showground. You just sense they're really starting to find a way. Two players out there in the middle that have played together on numerous occasions for the White Ferns. Maddie Green wants to get this over and done with, and in doing so has found Lauren Burns. Is there a little twist in this game between the Sixers and the Heat?
Well, this could be a little twist. Aaron Burns to take the catch down at long on, and you just don't want to hit anywhere near Aaron Burns.
She likes Lauren. She goes by Lauren sometimes.
Lauren is a gold medal Olympian.
Yeah, so actually no. That's probably why it's popped in my head.
It's going back a little bit, but hopefully Lauren Burns is watching.
Shout out to Boss.
Yeah, big wicket for the Sydney Sixers. What can they manage here? It really should be out of reach for the Sixers. A couple of quick wickets. You never know. You've got Amelia Kerr. She's young, but she's an experienced batter these days.
She's on strike. Crossed while the ball was in the air. Gets it down leg. That should race away. So the pressure released the very next ball from Dane van Niekerk, and Amelia Kerr up to the task. End of the over, 6 for 119.
Well, Melbourne just one shot away, the Brisbane Heat, for another victory. Charlie Knott has come to the crease.
Good experience for her to be out in the middle. There's not a lot of runs to get.
She featured with the ball in the last game of the heat. 2 overs, 1 for 5. Handy. She might just be able to hit the winning runs. Why not?
She's going to do it. She's going to have to do it off the bowling of Lauren Burns. She's taken 2 catches. The skipper's gone, you haven't bowled yet? I've done it again, haven't I? Erin Burns. I chatted to her today as well. I think I'd get her name right. She's coming on for her first over today. She'll be bowling some right arm offies. It's Charlie not on strike. It's the temptation here for Charlie not to say, wouldn't mind picking up this win with a boundary.
I think she'll love it. I think she'll be definitely looking to get to her area.
Take the single. Chance for Kerr. Direct hit and it's been given. Charlie Knott ran straight away. Kerr potentially just a little slow. And Lisa Griffith with the direct hit. We've seen a few of those today.
That was a lightning arm from Lisa Griffith. Real rocket. Well played from Lisa. She's enjoying her time out there in the magenta.
Just watch Kerr. She's backing up. She's watching a bit. And then, yeah, there it was. Ball watching a little bit side on. Had to then really start from a stationary position. Top of screen here. So she's set off, she sidesteps, looks at her partner, then looks at the ball, and in amongst all that, didn't have enough time to get over the line. No dive from Kerr, the wicket to the Sixers.
Well, Sixers, they need 3 wickets, and the Heat need 4 runs. So, I would favour the Heat. However, I've been involved in a game with that exact equation, whereby us as the bowling team, the New South Wales Breakers, we found a way to get those 3 wickets before the Queensland Fire got the 4 runs. So it's possible.
Okay.
It's the only way that the Sixers can win from here.
Offside creeping in. It's a flat ball from Burns straight back to her. So a dot. Delissa commits out in the middle. So it's gone dot, wicket, dot to start Burns' over. Takes pace off it, gives it a little bit of flight, a little teaser for Delissa commits, another dot. Same field. No change from Perry. Flutter with some width. It's through. It's through, and it should have the legs to see the Brisbane Heat over the line. They continue on their merry way in this WBBL. They didn't start well, but they're on a real roll here through the middle games. And with that 4 from Delissa Cummins, it takes them to 4 wins on the trot. And on the flip side though, that is now 5 losses in a row for the Sydney Sixers. A pretty impressive run chase, even though there was a little bit of a hiccup at the back end of the chase.
Yeah, exceptional performance from the Brisbane Heat. I thought they started the day really well. Fantastic discipline from their fast bowlers. Then backed up by their spinners, Kerr and Harris. Extremely economical, picking up wickets today. And the run chase, 123 to win, and they did it in a canter. 13 balls to spare, 3 wickets in hand. Fantastic job for the Brisbane Heat. They are on their way.
They're on a roll, aren't they? The team in teal looking to do something that's never happened before in WBBL history, and that's win 3 titles on the trot. They've got to change in personnel and also change in